Hello and welcome to the fourth episode of NFL Election Season 3. In this episode, we'll be taking the starting quarterbacks from the AFC South and NFC South, and we'll be using them as presidential candidates. Here's how the game is going to work. I'm going to spin a wheel for a certain state, and whichever quarterback that lands on, that will be the person that takes that state's electoral votes, which we will use as points. At the end of the game, whichever four quarterbacks have the most points, electoral votes, will move on to the next round. We're going to start with Alaska, where we will spin this spinner, and whichever name this lands on, which will be Bryce Young, my quarterback, he will be taking the 3 electoral votes. Now, I promise you, I will not be biased, even though my favorite team, the Panthers, have their starting quarterback in this game. CJ Stroud will take Hawaii, who was also drafted in the 2023 NFL Draft. Basically telling Bryce Young, everything you can do, I can do better, since Hawaii has more electoral votes than Alaska. Baker Mayfield will take Washington, a state which has 12 electoral votes, tripling CJ Stroud's score so far and taking first place. Oregon has 8 electoral votes, and that will go back to CJ Stroud. So CJ Stroud and Baker Mayfield are tied for first place. However, California has 54 electoral votes, the most out of any state. This will help whoever can get it, no matter if you have 0 points right now or like Baker Mayfield's score. But Baker Mayfield will take California, and he will now be up to 66 electoral votes already. That is impressive by Baker Mayfield, as Daniel Jones will take the state of Nevada. The first time, actually, that the person that won California didn't also take Nevada this season. I'm pretty sure the past 3 winners have all taken both California and Nevada. CJ Stroud will get Idaho. So Daniel Jones is breaking some trends, and I mean, that kind of reflects him as a quarterback, since last season, he wasn't doing very good and he had a downfall, and then last season he did really well. So Utah will go to Trevor Lawrence. Arizona is next, home of the Cardinals, and they will be voting for Tua Tagovailoa, who recently joined the Falcons to be their starting quarterback, which I was thinking about putting Michael Penix in here, but I don't really know who's going to end up being the starter. I think it's going to be Tua, so that's why I put him. Bryce Young will take the state of Montana, getting him up to 7 electoral votes, as Baker Mayfield will take the state of Wyoming, which will not really help him that much considering how many electoral votes he already has. Colorado has 10 electoral votes, and that will get Tyler Shough on the board with his first state, getting him 10 electoral votes on his first one. New Mexico is next, and that will be going to Baker Mayfield, who now is at 74 electoral votes. A good start for Baker Mayfield, since he is really wanting to advance, it looks like. And Trevor Lawrence will take the state of North Dakota, which doesn't have any NFL teams, but they still get voting rights, and they seem to like Trevor Lawrence up there. South Dakota is next, and Daniel Jones will be taking South Dakota. So that will be 3 more electoral votes for him, putting him at 9. That will let him pass Bryce Young. Now we move to Nebraska, which, funny enough, isn't like most states. Multiple candidates can win Nebraska because Nebraska divides their state into districts. So Daniel Jones won Nebraska at large. Bryce Young will win the 1st district of Nebraska. And Nebraska at large is basically, I think it's like the collective vote of Nebraska, which gives you 2 electoral votes in real presidential elections. But we're just doing this in the spinner way, so it doesn't really mean anything. CJ Stroud will get the 2nd district of Nebraska. We go to the 3rd district right here, which will also be won by Trevor Lawrence. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple once you get it, but it is pretty confusing seeing Nebraska divided into like 4 pieces of land or whatever it is. CJ Stroud will take the state of Kansas, and that will give him 6 electoral votes, already getting him to 23. Good start for CJ as we move to Oklahoma, which has 7 electoral votes. Surprisingly, they didn't vote for Baker Mayfield. They went with Daniel Jones, who will get 7 more electoral votes. Now we move to Texas. Since CJ Stroud and the Texans are from Texas, CJ Stroud will have double the odds of winning the state. This will apply to all quarterbacks for their NFL team state. And CJ Stroud, can he win it? No. Trevor Lawrence, his AFC South rival, will instead take the state of Texas. I don't know how that logically makes sense. I don't know why the people from Texas voted for Trevor Lawrence, but they did. Tyler Shough will take the state of Minnesota, giving him 10 more electoral votes, doubling his score. As we move to Iowa next, and Iowa will be won by Bryce Young, who isn't doing pretty bad. As a fan of Bryce Young, 14 points, but we can do better than that. Missouri's got 10 electoral votes, and that will be Tyler Shough again, who just likes to win every single state that has 10 points. No more, no less. We go to Arkansas next, and Arkansas will be won by CJ Stroud, who, bear in mind, is actually doing pretty good. He's on track to advance, I think. Yeah, he's up there in the top fourth place, I think, or like around there with Tyler Shough. Now, Louisiana is Tyler Shough's home state, so he will be getting double the odds, but Cam Ward will take it instead. Cam Ward finally getting on the board, stealing Tyler Shough's home NFL team state. Wisconsin is next, 10 electoral votes. And this time, a 10 electoral vote state won't go to Tyler Shough. It'll go to Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones will get 28 electoral votes as we move to Illinois, which is 19. And Trevor Lawrence will take that one as well. In fact, that's almost about to make him pass Baker Mayfield, who is California. Still not much from Tua Tagovailoa, as Bryce Young will win the state of Kentucky, giving him 8 more electoral votes, just helping him out. And man, I'm pretty proud that we are doubling Tua Tagovailoa's score, so at least we got that. So Tennessee is Cam Ward's home state, but he will not win it. Instead, Trevor Lawrence will take Cam Ward's home state and 11 more electoral votes, putting him in first place past Baker Mayfield, who has California, bear in mind. Mississippi has 6 electoral votes, and that will go to Bryce Young as well. Bryce Young getting these states. I would prefer if we got some double-digit states, but hey, I'm unbiased here. I'm just the announcer. Michigan's got 15 electoral votes, and that will go to Tyler Shough. Tyler Shough is already in the top 4. This will put him at 45, still in third place. Indiana has 11, and this is actually Daniel Jones's home state because he's the quarterback of the Colts. So Daniel Jones will miss out on Indiana. Instead, Cam Ward will take Indiana. Cam Ward has taken 2 decently sized states so far, so he's only like 3 points behind Bryce Young. Tyler Shough will take Alabama, who really isn't competing with the winners right now, but at the same time is definitely not on the chopping blocker, like in that competition to not get eliminated. Baker Mayfield will take Ohio, and the rich just keep getting richer, as Baker Mayfield is now at 91 electoral votes. We're going to move to Maine here, Maine at large, and CJ Stroud will take Maine, which will give him 2 electoral votes. Now we're going to go to the actual districts of Maine, which will award 1 point each to whoever wins. And Tyler Shough will win the first district of Maine, giving him 1 electoral vote. And Tyler Shough, he's making some progress, but I don't know if he's going to be able to catch the winners. It's really going to come down to how many bigger states he can win. The second district of Maine is going to Daniel Jones as well, who passes Bryce Young. Right now, the battle is between CJ, Daniel, and Bryce. As Tua Tagovailoa finally wakes up after only having Arizona. He finally wins New Hampshire as well, winning a second state. And Baker Mayfield will take Vermont, just trying to expand his lead, maybe even break to triple digits, but who knows? He's going to have to win more states than that. Massachusetts is up, and Cam Ward will take Massachusetts. That will get Cam Ward to pass Daniel Jones and Bryce Young, and we got CJ at 31, Cam Ward at 30, Daniel Jones at 29, and Bryce Young at 28. And I said all that just for CJ Stroud to go and win Rhode Island. Now he's at 35, but it is a very tight race for that 4th spot. Everybody except for like Tua is practically in it with a couple of spins. And Daniel Jones will take the state of Connecticut, and that will get him to pass CJ Stroud by 1 point. Now he has the 4th place spot. New York is up next, and that will go to Baker Mayfield, who practically is already safe at this point. I mean, let's be honest. He's got 94 points. Now he's at 122. He does not need these states. We got to give him to actual competitors. Baker Mayfield's going to take New Jersey as well. And like, what is this? He just keeps on winning. And we have so many other contestants here that are trying to fight for a spot, and Baker Mayfield is just like, I'm not done yet. CJ Stroud is going to pass Daniel Jones pretty easily, get to 54 electoral votes, trying to separate himself from the rest, as Baker Mayfield will take another state. Baker Mayfield, what are you doing in Delaware when you already have 136 electoral votes? You do not need Delaware. Maryland is up, and Bryce Young will take the state of Maryland. That's a good addition for him because he's got to pass Daniel Jones and Cam Ward. Now he is in the 5th spot. DC is up, and that will go to Cam Ward, which which will put him 3 electoral votes behind Daniel Jones, 5 behind Bryce Young. This is a really tight race. West Virginia is up next, and that will go to Baker Mayfield. Baker, what are you doing? I mean, I don't think he can control the fact that everybody just seems to love him for some reason, but yeah, he just keeps on winning. Virginia is up, and C.J. Stroud will take Virginia, and he's trying to just get out of the 4th place spot, which he actually does. So now Tyler Shough is on the chopping block. He is on that 4th place spot as Bryce Young has his home state up. And no! Tyler Shough wins North Carolina, which is not only terrible for Bryce Young's odds, but that's terrible for the state of North Carolina. Out of all the quarterbacks that I would have wanted to win North Carolina, he is the last one I would have wanted to take that state, and he takes it. I would have rather had Trevor Lawrence, who just took South Carolina, win it. I would rather have Tua, Baker, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes. I'd rather have anybody else win that state except for Tyler Shough, as Tyler Shough goes on to win Georgia as well. Why not just take Atlanta's home state as well while you're at it? Anyways, Baker Mayfield, Trevor Lawrence, and Tyler Shough are all safe. Tua and Cam Ward, along with Daniel Jones, cannot advance to the second round because that 30-point Florida State will not get them enough to pass C.J. Stroud. Bryce Young is the only one that has even a chance to pass C.J. Stroud because he'll only be able to beat him by 1 point if he wins the state. Florida is next, which has 30 electoral votes, and this will come down to Bryce Young winning Florida and taking the final spot, passing C.J. Stroud by 1 point. He will take the 4th place spot, and you know me, I don't rig this. This is unriggable, and Bryce Young has just advanced. Tyler Shough, you can have everybody's home state, but you will not stop Bryce Young from advancing, as the whole map is covered in this vomit green. Trevor Lawrence and Tyler Shough, thank you guys for that. And wow, this was a matchup. And if you look at the stats, that just supports it even more. A 1-point difference to decide 4th place between the 2 quarterbacks from the 2023 draft class. You couldn't have written it better. And Cam Ward takes 2 states with really long names, so I had to abbreviate them, Massachusetts and Indiana, as his best states. And yeah, subscribe for the next rounds.